Bleeder on the shader. It's business as usual for Ajax as they open up their account with a 5-0 demolition to go top of the pops. But is there any hope for anybody else? We'll take a little look. Match number 2, NEC. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. We're looking forward to match number 2 in Ada Blader on the Shader Dutch Division, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe button to keep your bang up to date with all things Dutch football related, Blackburn Rovers related. Woo! Football related, we're going to know here. Under one Rooski, that's right, of course. So far, so good for the big boys. Ajax, Feyenoord, PSV, all getting off to a fantastic start. But of course, big shout out to RKC Waalwijk with a big shock up against AZ Alkmaar, of course. We'll take a look at all of that in just a second. Of course, big shout out to the VIPs. They are the Patreons, boys and girls. Thank you for your loving. I do appreciate it. But we're going to get going now, of course, jump in the deep end and have a little look. And of course, match day number 2, of course, or zwei, or twee, as they say over in the Dutchlands. We'll get to that in a minute. Of course, recap, of course, the results that were in match number 1. Here we go. Kicking it all off with Go Ahead Eagles. That's right. They took on SC Heerenveen, and they lost. Of course, Heerenveen opened up with a win, 1-0 win. I didn't know what to expect from Go Ahead Eagles, so we now know a little bit of a benchmark, as of course they lost to Heerenveen on day 1. Meanwhile, RKC with the shock of the round, of course, beating AZ Alkmaar, who are going to be competing for that top 4 once again. 1-0 win for RKC Waalwijk. Actually went with a 2-1 win for AZ Alkmaar. So shame on me for getting that one wrong. Heracles Almelo against PSV with 2-0 win. Got the one bang on the nose. Fair play to me. Not too shabby on that. Fortuna Sittard did lose. In fact, scrap that. They did beat my boys FC 20 2-1 win. Going in favour of Sittard. Of course, Ajax smashed past NEC Nijmegen. 5-0 win there. 3-0 for me. So close to the money for me. Groningen also beat SC Cambuur. Of course, returning to the top flight for them. But of course, they lost for Groningen at opening day. Utrecht against Sparta was a 4-0 win. Actually, with a 2-0 win as well. Utrecht starting off with a pretty big result. That one to get themselves moving in the right direction. PEC Zwolle lost to Vitesse Arnhem again. Vitesse Arnhem dominated last time around early doors. Can they keep up the heat with the likes of Ajax and co this time around? We'll have to see. And of course, Feyenoord also get themselves off to a fly with a 4-0 win as well over Willem II, who were strugglers last time around. Take a look at the situation over the table. Of course, it is early days, so don't get ahead of yourselves. But Ajax lead the charge at the moment. Feyenoord not too far away either, as are Utrecht, PSV, and of course the chasing pack as well. Of course, NEC, Nijmegen, Willem II, and Sparta going down. Well, maybe Sparta not, they're in the playoff. But of course, early days, so don't get ahead of yourselves. Of course, the prediction league started, of course, last week. Still early, of course, in that regard. And we have a near 100% record there with Russell Frost with 8 out of 9. So not too shabby for the ledge. That is Russell Frost. Hans Wurst, also a familiar name. Tom Stainer up there as well with the chasing pack, all on 7. Of course, it is early. Of course, we did not expect to be back with the Dutch leagues, but we are back. So there. And again, make sure you get your name exactly as it is. So Winky, keep it as is. MCO back, keep it as it is. No extra space, no nothing. Just keep it simple. Don't go mucking around because it's gonna bite you in the arse next time around. Anyway, if you want to get involved with the prediction league, of course, it is free enter. You just go to here, cut.ly/Dutch number 2, and get your predictions in live. And of course, you'll be involved in it from here on in. Just keep on predicting. That's what you got to do. Just keep on the grind, like me, doing the grind. But anyway, let's get going then, shall we? Of course, take a look at match number 2, starting with NEC Nijmegen up against PEC Zwolle. These two sides played each other 19 times, of course, and we'll lock horns once again on the 20th of August. Is that right? Of course, coming up this coming week. Roger Major is your manager for Nijmegen. Art Langella is your manager for Zwolle. Of those 19 matches, 10 wins for Zwolle, 4 wins for Nijmegen, 5 draws, of course. The biggest win for Nijmegen over Zwolle was a 4-0 win. The biggest win of the year was a 5-1 win going in favour of Zwolle. Last time they played each other in Nijmegen was all the way back in 2-1 win going in favour of Zwolle. It was a friendly, last time in competitive action. Was it in the Eredivisie? It was a 1-1 draw back in August 2016. Of course, Nijmegen opened up with that loss on the road to Ajax, 5-0 loss. Meanwhile, Zwolle opened up the camp with a 1-0 loss against Vitesse Arnhem heading into this. I don't have any odds on this one, but I'm going to give it to you straight on this one. I'm going to go with a cheeky 1-0 win for NEC Nijmegen. They're going to get a win one of these days, and I think they're going to get a win here on match number 2 for them. Of course, back at their own stomping ground. Kicking off further, we have PSV. No, we don't. We have SC Heerenveen up against RKC Waalwijk, who did open up their camp with a win. Take place at the Avid Lenstra Stadion. Of course, Heerenveen with Johnny Jansen, the manager, up against Waalwijk's Joseph Oosting, of course. Played each other 39 times since 1993. 22 wins for Heerenveen, 6 wins for Waalwijk, 11 draws. The biggest win for Heerenveen, 4-0 win for over Waalwijk. The biggest win the other day was a 3-0 win. Last time they played each other, of course, in Heerenveen was a 1-1 draw back in January 2021. Heerenveen opened up their account with a 1-0 win against the Eagles, the Go Ahead Eagles. As for Waalwijk, also an opening day win against AZ Alkmaar. Of course, probably them, the biggest shock of the round. 5-4 on is your Heerenveen, 12-5 5 is your draw. 72 is your RKC Waalwijk on this one. Heerenveen should run out winners on this one, even though Waalwijk did open up the count with a win. I think it will be back-to-back wins for Heerenveen, and already a bit of pressure at the top of the table. Kicking on further, we have PSV Eindhoven taking on Cambuur Leeuwarden. That's right, of course, also locking horns on the 21st of August 2021 at the Philips Stadion. Of course, Henk de Jong is your manager for Cambuur. Roger Schmidt, you German, over at PSV. Of course, played 13 times in 1993. No wins for Cambuur, 11 wins for PSV, and 2 draws. The biggest win for Eindhoven over Cambuur was a 6-0 win, and head into 100% form, of course, including friendlies and all that kind of stuff, including Champions League qualifiers. Last time played that over PSV was a 6-2 win in the Eredivisie back in May 2016. Of course, they opened up the campaign with a 2-0 win over Heracles Almelo. Before that, they beat Midtjylland as well. Also beat Ajax in the whatever that is, some sort of Mickey Mouse Johan Cruyff Schaal. Anyway, of course, heading into this, I take that back. Cruyff is a legend. Groningen opened up the campaign with a 2-1 win against Cambuur, so Cambuur lost the opening day. Of course, bookies odds 92-1 is your PSV, 5-1 is your draw, 9-1 is your long shot. So SC Cambuur, that's right. Going to go with a 3-0 win for PSV to give themselves back-to-back wins, and again keep up the heat with Heerenveen. That's right. Next up we have Sparta Rotterdam up against Heracles Almelo, also taking place on the August 21st. Played 26 times since 2002, 9 wins for Sparta, 8 wins for Almelo, and 9 draws. The biggest win for Sparta was a 4-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 5-2 win, going in favour of Heracles Almelo. In fact, Sparta scored 37 goals compared to the 32 scored by Heracles Almelo in those 26 matches. So around about 1.42 goals game ratio compared to the 1.23. Last time played each other in Sparta was a 1-1 draw back in October 2020. Sparta opened up with a 4-0 loss to Utrecht. Of course, Almelo also lost to PSV on opening day. Bookies odds 21-20 is your Sparta, 11-5 is your draw, 5-2 is your long shot. That's Heracles Almelo. 1-0 win for the Sparta on this one, home win, take 3 points, and again start the season from here on in. Next up we have Groningen up against what do we have? FC Utrecht. Of course, a couple of juggernauts locking horns. Danny Busius is your manager for Groningen. René Hakker is your manager for Utrecht. Taking place at the Hitachi Capital Mobility Stadium. Played each other 65 times since 1993. 29 wins for Utrecht, 18 wins for Groningen, and 18 draws. The biggest win for Groningen Utrecht was a 5-1 win. The biggest win the other way was a 6-0 win. Goodness gracious me. In fact, they've scored 92 goals in those 65 games against Groningen. That's right, 1.42 goals game ratio compared to the 1.15 goals game ratio for Groningen going the other way. Last time I played each other in Groningen was a 0-0 draw back in October 2020 in the Eredivisie. That was, of course, match number 5. Look at the bookies odds. We have 23-10 for Groningen, 21-10 is your Utrecht, and 30-5 is your draw. So we're saying Utrecht are your favourites heading into this, of course. But I'm going to go with Groningen on this one. 2-1 win, take the 3 points, and again, keep on moving. Next up, of course, into Sunday's games. It is a bit of a big one. Of course, Twente up against Ajax, of course. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Played each other at the Grosvester Stadium on the 22nd. Ron Jans is your manager for Enschede. Of course, Erik ten Hag. Played each other is your gaffer for Ajax. 59 times in the past since 1993. 34 wins for Ajax. 14 wins for Twente. 11 draws, of course. 2-0 win was the biggest win for Enschede. The biggest win for Ajax was a 6-0 win. That wasn't too long ago, was it? Anyway, they played each other at Enschede last time around in January. It was a 3-1 win for Ajax. Of course, Twente, of course, opening day loss to Sittard. Ajax also opening day win, 5-0 win against Nijmegen. After that 4-0 loss against the Cruyff Schaal not too long ago. So they'll be looking to keep on keeping on. Bookies odds 7-1 is your Twente, long shots 92 is your 10-3 is your Ajax, red hot favourites, of course, red hot favourites for the title. 3-1 win for Ajax. What do you think? Make sure you get your picks in nice and early for this one. Into the back end of this one now we go. Feyenoord up against Go Ahead Eagles. That's right. Let's take a look at this soccer then, shall we? Of course, played each other 14 times in 1993. 5 wins for Feyenoord, 4 wins for Go Ahead Eagles, and 5 draws. The biggest win for Feyenoord over Go Ahead Eagles, 8-0. Say it quietly. Of course, the biggest win the other way was a 2-0 win. In fact, the last time played each other in Feyenoord was that 8-0 win back in April 2017. Heading into this, of course, the Feyenoord opening day win against Willem II, 4-0 win. Go Ahead Eagles did lose opening day against Heerenveen. Bookies odds 7-2 is your Feyenoord, red hot favourites, 92 is your draw, 52 is your away win. That is Go Ahead Eagles. That's right. Feyenoord should win this one comfortably. 2-0 win. Might even be more than that. Maybe even double it. 4-0 win at home for Feyenoord. Kicking on further, we have Vitesse Arnhem taking on Willem II, also on the 22nd of August. That's right. Thomas Letch is your manager for Vitesse Arnhem. Freddie Grimm as your manager for Willem II. It's been a grim start for Willem II. Anyway, they played each other 52 times since 1993. 29 wins for Vitesse, 10 wins for Willem II, 13 draws. The biggest win for Vitesse was a 5-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 4-0 win. Last time they played each other in Vitesse was a 0-0 draw in March 2021. Of course, Vitesse opening day win against Zwolle. Meanwhile, Feyenoord kicked off an opening day loss for Willem II. 4-0 it was. Bookies odds we have what do we have? 5-3 on for Vitesse, 3-1 is your 70-4 is your Willem II on this one. For me, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Of course, just really when I look back at that, it should possibly be a win for Vitesse Arnhem, but you just don't know what you're going to get with, of course, Vitesse Arnhem these days. So we'll have to wait and see. Kicking on further to the last one, it is of course AZ Alkmaar up against Fortuna Sittard play each other. Potentially, I don't know. This game might be postponed. I'm looking at this right now. I might be postponed. I only see 8 fixtures, so for whatever reason it's postponed. But we're going to talk about it anyway. I think it's been rescheduled. But anyway, they played each other 17 times. It's 9-9-6, 10 wins for Alkmaar, 4 wins for Sittard, 3 draws. Last time they played each other in Alkmaar was a 1-win for AZ. AZ opened up with a loss to Waalwijk. Meanwhile, Sittard opened up with a win against Enschede. I've got no odds on this one because I think it's postponed. But I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for AZ Alkmaar, just in case it does go ahead. That's my thoughts on this one for match number 2. Be sure to get your picks in, of course, using the old code right here, @Cutley/Dutch2. That's right, of course, the QR code if you're savvy with a bit of technology, just like this guy. And anyway, till then, give the video some love and smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, check out the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, of course, Patreon as well. Until then, we are done.